Islamic State. The Islamic State remains the deadliest terrorist organization globally in 2024, responsible for 1,805 deaths across 22 countries. Despite losing its territorial caliphate in 2019, ISIS operates as a resilient global network with powerful affiliate chapters spanning the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and Europe. The organization emerged from the chaos of post-invasion Iraq, declaring a caliphate in 2014 under Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Their brutal tactics, public executions, sexual slavery, and sophisticated propaganda shocked the world. Today, ISIS operates through a franchise model. Its most dangerous affiliates include ISIS Khorasan province in Afghanistan and Pakistan, which carried out the devastating Crocus City Hall attack in Moscow that killed 144 people, and ISIS West Africa province, which battles Boko Haram for control of the Lake Chad Basin. What makes ISIS particularly dangerous is its dual strategy, coordinating large-scale attacks while simultaneously inspiring lone wolves through online propaganda. The organization has proven remarkably adaptable, maintaining operational capability despite intense counterterrorism pressure. In 2024, ISIS was active across 6 global regions, demonstrating its continued ability to coordinate, inspire, and execute deadly attacks. Before we continue, understanding global terrorism helps us stay informed citizens. If you're finding this valuable, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're breaking down complex security often. Now, let's talk about the second deadliest group, JNIM. Operating primarily in the Sahel region of West Africa, JNIM is part of the Big Four terrorist organizations responsible for the majority of global terrorism deaths. This al-Qaeda affiliate was formed in 2017 through the merger of several jihadist groups in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. The Sahel has become the epicenter of global terrorism, accounting for over half of all terrorism-related deaths in 2024. JNIM exploits weak governance, ethnic tensions, and economic desperation to recruit fighters and establish control. Their attacks target both security forces and civilians, often using improvised explosive devices, ambushes, and suicide bombings. What's alarming is JNIM's trajectory. Deaths attributed to the group would have been 176% higher if all unclaimed attacks in their operating areas were included. They're not just surviving, they're expanding. The group benefits from porous borders, vast ungoverned spaces, and the inability of regional militaries to establish lasting security. JNIM represents the successful evolution of al-Qaeda's strategy. Embed with local communities, address grievances, and build sustainable insurgencies rather than pursuing spectacular international attacks. Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab, meaning the youth in Arabic, is an al-Qaeda-affiliated militant group that has terrorized Somalia and East Africa for nearly 2 decades. Founded in the mid-2000s from the remnants of the Islamic Courts Union, Al-Shabaab once controlled large swaths of Somalia, including parts of the capital, Mogadishu. Currently led by Ahmad Diriye since 2014, the group operates through a sophisticated structure including executive and consultative councils, with specialized departments for finance, intelligence, propaganda, and military operations. Al-Shabaab controls territory through shadow governors who collect taxes and enforce their interpretation of Islamic law. The group is known for complex, devastating attacks. They pioneered the use of vehicle-borne improvised explosive devices in East Africa and have carried out major assaults, including the 2013 Westgate shopping mall attack in Nairobi, Kenya, which killed 67 people, and the 2017 Mogadishu truck bombing that killed over 500 people, one of history's deadliest terrorist attacks. Despite years of military pressure from African Union forces and U.S. drone strikes, Al-Shabaab remains resilient. They've adapted their tactics, maintained revenue streams through extortion and taxation, and continue recruiting. In 2024, they reportedly formed a pan-East African force of foreign fighters, demonstrating ambitions beyond Somalia. The Pakistani Taliban. The Pakistani Taliban, or TTP, represents one of the most serious security threats in South Asia. Founded in 2007 as an umbrella organization of various militant groups, TTP seeks to overthrow the Pakistani government and establish strict Islamic rule. Unlike the Afghan Taliban, with whom they share ideological roots, TTP is designated as a terrorist organization by multiple countries, including Pakistan itself. The group is responsible for some of Pakistan's deadliest attacks, including the 2014 Army Public School massacre in Peshawar, where terrorists killed 149 people, mostly children. TTP exploits the rugged terrain along the Afghanistan-Pakistan border, where they maintain sanctuaries and training camps. The group's relationship with the Afghan Taliban is complex. While ideologically aligned, the Afghan Taliban has officially promised not to allow Afghan territory to be used for attacks against Pakistan. However, TTP has resurged since the Afghan Taliban returned to power in 2021, conducting increasingly brazen attacks. The group employs suicide bombings, targeted assassinations, and attacks on security forces. They also target infrastructure, including the 2024 Quetta railway station bombing that killed 25 people. TTP represents the ongoing threat of jihadist militancy in the Afghanistan-Pakistan region, often considered the greatest long-term threat to U.S. homeland security emanating from that area. We're halfway through our breakdown of the world's most dangerous terrorist organizations. This content takes serious research. If it's helping you understand global security, drop a like and share this with someone who needs to know. Let's continue. Hezbollah. Hezbollah, or Party of God, is perhaps the world's most sophisticated non-state military force, often described as having more firepower than most NATO militaries. Founded in Lebanon in 1985 with Iranian support, Hezbollah operates as both a political party and a heavily armed militia. Unlike many terrorist organizations, Hezbollah controls actual territory, provides social services, runs hospitals and schools, and holds seats in Lebanon's parliament. But it's their military wing that makes them particularly dangerous. Backed by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Hezbollah possesses an estimated 150,000 rockets and missiles, including precision-guided munitions capable of striking anywhere in Israel. Hezbollah's operations extend globally. They carried out the devastating 1994 AMIA Jewish Center bombing in Buenos Aires that killed 85 people, the 2012 Burgas bus bombing targeting Israeli tourists in Bulgaria, and have established terror networks across Latin America, Africa, and Europe. European authorities have discovered Hezbollah safe houses containing massive quantities of explosives. The group's involvement in Syria's civil war, fighting to prop up the Assad regime, gave thousands of fighters combat experience. They've also been at the forefront of confrontations with Israel, including the 2006 Lebanon War. Following Hamas's October 7, 2023 attack on Israel, Hezbollah opened a northern front, launching regular attacks that displaced tens of thousands of Israelis. In 2024, Israel conducted extensive strikes against Hezbollah leadership and infrastructure, significantly degrading but not eliminating their capabilities. Boko Haram. Officially known as Jamaat al-Sunnah Dawa wal Jihad, Boko Haram emerged in northeastern Nigeria in the early 2000s. The name Boko Haram roughly translates to "Western education is forbidden," reflecting their opposition to Western influence and secular governance. The group gained international notoriety in 2014 when they kidnapped 276 schoolgirls from Chibok, Nigeria, a mass abduction that sparked the global Bring Back Our Girls campaign. But this was just one incident in a campaign of terror that has killed tens of thousands and displaced millions across northeastern Nigeria and neighboring countries. Boko Haram declared allegiance to ISIS in 2015, rebranding as Islamic State West Africa Province. However, the organization fractured, with competing factions led by different commanders sometimes fighting each other as viciously as they fight government forces. This internal conflict, combined with military pressure from regional forces, has weakened but not eliminated the threat. The group continues to conduct suicide bombings, village raids, kidnappings, and forced conscription. They've pioneered the horrific tactic of using women and girls as suicide bombers. The Lake Chad Basin region remains deeply unstable, with Boko Haram and ISWAP controlling territory, imposing taxes, and terrorizing populations across Nigeria, Chad, Cameroon, and Niger. Hamas. Hamas, or Harakat al-Muqawama al-Islamiyya, Islamic Resistance Movement, was founded in 1987 during the First Intifada as an offshoot of the Muslim Brotherhood. The organization operates as both a political entity governing Gaza and a militant organization dedicated to armed resistance against Israel. Hamas's stated goals include the establishment of an Islamic state in historical Palestine and the end of Israeli statehood. The organization has a political wing that runs social services, hospitals, and schools in Gaza, and a military wing called the Izz al-Din al-Qassam Brigades responsible for attacks. The October 7, 2023 attacks represented the deadliest single day for Jews since the Holocaust. Hamas-led militants carried out coordinated incursions into Israel, resulting in 1,200 deaths, over 4,500 injuries, and 250 hostages taken. This was the fourth deadliest terrorist attack in history and triggered the subsequent Gaza war. Hamas has received significant funding, weapons, and training from Iran since the 1990s, despite occasional tensions. The organization maintains an office in Tehran and has complex relationships with other regional powers. Israel has systematically targeted Hamas leadership, killing top commanders including Yahya Sinwar, the October 7th mastermind, and Mohammed Deif, the military chief. Despite these losses, Hamas continues to function, though significantly degraded. If you've made it this far, you're clearly serious about understanding global security. Do me a favor. Comment below with which group surprised you most. Engagement helps this reach more people. One more group to go, Al-Qaeda. While no longer the dominant force it once was, Al-Qaeda remains relevant and dangerous. Founded by Osama bin Laden in the late 1980s, Al-Qaeda became a household name after the September 11, 2001 attacks, which killed nearly 3,000 people and changed the course of history. Current Al-Qaeda leadership, believed to be under Saif al-Adel, has shifted strategy from spectacular international attacks to building sustainable regional affiliates. This franchise model has proven remarkably resilient. Al-Qaeda's most powerful branches include Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, AQAP in Yemen, which many experts consider the most dangerous branch due to their bomb-making expertise, JNIM in the Sahel, which we discussed earlier, and Al-Shabaab in Somalia. Al-Qaeda's ideology continues to inspire attacks worldwide. The organization operates with a longer-term strategic vision than ISIS, focusing on building local legitimacy, embedding within populations, and gradual expansion rather than rapid territorial conquest. The organization's staying power is remarkable. Despite decades of counter-terrorism efforts, the death of bin Laden in 2011, and competition from ISIS, Al-Qaeda maintains an estimated 400 fighters in Afghanistan alone, plus thousands more in affiliated groups globally. As ISIS declines in some regions, some fighters and resources flow back to Al-Qaeda networks. Understanding these organizations isn't about fear, it's about awareness. These 8 groups represent the most significant terrorist threats globally, responsible for thousands of deaths and affecting millions of lives. They exploit instability, prey on grievances, and adapt to survive. The fight against terrorism requires not just military action, but addressing root causes: poverty, corruption, lack of opportunity, and political oppression. It requires international cooperation, intelligence sharing, and long-term commitment. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.